If your back or your shoulders or your neck feel persistently tight or tense, then it's not just about bad posture or weak muscles, but it's about the way your nervous system responds to stress, right? It's about how you very naturally respond to everyday life. And I want to talk today about the action reflex, which is a response to the urgent moments in life. That's your brain's automatic habit of how to get you moving in response to last minute dash to the shops, grabbing the washing in off the line because it's raining, making dinner for somebody who's really, really hungry. all of those urgent moments. And over time, that tension becomes a habit. That response, that muscular response, is the muscles tightening up to get you to do that. And that gets held in your nervous system as tension, right? And it shows up as tight muscles, it shows up as aches and pains. It can be the reason why you feel tired a lot, why you have difficulty going off to sleep. Many, many different symptoms. So today I want to show you a simple somatic exercise, which is not a stretch, it's not a relaxation trick or anything, but it's actually teaching your nervous system how to let go of that holding. And it will start to teach your body that it doesn't have to brace all the time. You'll start to recognize when you're doing it and be able to come out of it, right? So it's a great way to feel better in your body, but actually to not get stuck in those habits. So we'll get started. I'm going to come down, arms by my side, legs extended. Now, if your back is uncomfortable and you don't feel like you want to stretch your legs yet, have them bent. That's okay. You're going to spend a moment or two relaxing just to check in. So it's important that you do this. You want to be able to notice what's here at the beginning before you start, because we're in a learning process. And if you don't take the time to notice, you're not going to be so concerned about the actual learning. And that's the whole point of doing this, right? It's not just an exercise for the sake of it. So close your eyes and take a note of how your legs rest on the floor. Just feel the weight of your legs, feel the weight of your pelvis. Notice if you're a little bit heavier on one side. Notice the arch of your lower back to see if it feels quite arched away from the floor. In other words, are you tipped with your pelvis more forward, which would be more towards your tailbone? Or do you feel like the weight is higher up in the back of your pelvis and perhaps your lower back's pressing into the floor? And if you don't know what you feel, that's okay. But go through the process of just feeling. Then feel how your shoulder blades rest, feel how the back of your rib cage rests on the floor. And again, you want to see if you're heavier on one side. Feel the weight of the back of your head, where you're resting on your head. And gently turn your head a little bit right and left to notice and sense how your head moves. So for me, I can feel that it moves a lot more to the right than it does to the left. It's a very small movement. I'm not trying to turn my head. I'm literally just seeing what's there. Now finally, I want you to check your breathing. So just be conscious of your breath and notice if you feel movement in your abdomen. Notice if you feel any movement in your rib cage and in your chest. And when you've got an overall sense of the quality of your breathing, you can bend your knees up. Place your hands on your belly, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed on the floor. Now, we're working in this movement with the diaphragm muscle. Our job is going to be to contract it, consciously on purpose so that we can relax it. Now, when we're stuck in the action reflex a little bit, sometimes we don't fully breathe out, right? You can think of it like, you know, when you're rushing about, you're on the go all the time, you are on alert. And so the breath gets held. And this is what's referred to as shallow breathing. We all do it, right? But the point is to be aware of it so you can do something about it. So I want you to breathe in and notice how your abdomen rises up into your hands. You might be very familiar with that. I want you to think about what creates that. It's the in-breath, but what's actually happening. So it's your diaphragm muscle, which is contracting. And then as you breathe out, your diaphragm is relaxing. So let's break this down. So the diaphragm is think of it like a dome up inside you, like a dome shape. And as you breathe in, that dome moves down and flattens out. And that's what sends your belly up towards the ceiling, pushes your belly up. And as you breathe out, that's your diaphragm relaxing back up in its domed-like position, and that sends the air out of your lungs. So that's how it functions if you're not familiar. What we're doing here is we're breathing in and we want to contract, voluntarily contract the diaphragm. So I want you to push your belly up into your hands to do that. And I want you to have a sense that that's action. There's effort involved there. You're having to do that actively on purpose because you're going right into the contraction. And then slowly relax and think about just letting go, nothing else. You're not tightening any other muscles, just releasing as you breathe out. And then pause and just take a couple of breaths. So we'll do that again. Breathe in and push your belly up into your hands. When you get to the end of the inhalation, you're going to slowly just let it out. There's a natural pause in the breath, but just let's let it out. No need to over effort on anything. It's a very gentle movement. So let's be aware of a couple of other things that happen as we do this. So breathe in, project your belly into your hands on purpose, and feel that you are pressing down in your pelvis in the direction of your tailbone. It's pressing down and your lower back's lifting a little bit from the floor. And then slowly relax. As we go into the action reflex, the lower back muscles are also contracting to send us forward. So let's bring that into this pattern. So we're contracting the diaphragm down, the belly's pushing forwards, and the lower back is arching away from the floor. And you might start to feel tension there. So that as you breathe out now, you're going to focus on letting go and letting go of your back as well. Voluntarily controlling the release of your lower back muscles. Now, as you begin to work with this, you'll start to notice your lower back muscles gradually getting longer, so that when you rest down on the floor, you're in a new position slightly. Each time you do it, you might find it gets easier. So breathe in, gently push the belly into your hands. Right, expand it, make it as big as you possibly can, not in a forceful way. Feel the lower back arch and feel the muscles contract in your lower back. And as you breathe out, relax and let go of your back. And as you let go of your back, I want you to see if you can feel the sinking and the releasing down of your abdomen. So it's flattening out a little bit. Okay, pause and just notice. And we'll do it one last time. As you inhale, push your belly up into your hands. Press towards your tailbone, arch your lower back and contract it. Feel the contraction of your back a little bit more. You can drag your heels towards you a little bit to go more into an arch. You feel that tension in your back. And you also feel that the head slide down the mat a little bit as well. And as you relax and let go of that, your back is releasing. See if you can also relax your neck. And you might find that nice kind of relaxed, sighing breath. That's a sign of your nervous system down-regulating and coming out of that, what you could say is fight or flight, but you may not feel you're in fight or flight, but it's the same holding pattern in the body. That being on alert and not quite ever switching that off. Now you have, slide your legs out. Relax your arms by your sides. And again, recheck in and notice the difference. You might notice a subtle difference with how you're resting on the floor. And just roll your head a little bit from side to side and see if that's freed up a little bit here too. And then when you're ready, you can come out of this, bend your knees up, roll to the side, so that you don't undo any of the work that you just did on that. Okay, notice how you feel. How does your breathing feel now? Your diaphragm has been relaxed, so your breathing may feel deeper and fuller and just more comfortable. Notice how your lower back feels, because these are the areas where the action reflex often gets stuck, where the habitual tension lives. That is below your conscious awareness. So what we just practiced is about giving your nervous system a new option. Contracting the diaphragm, contracting the lower back on purpose, and then letting go on purpose with your conscious control. When you practice this consistently over time, it teaches your body and your brain how to release this tension where it's been chronically held, so that that reflex doesn't automatically take hold in your life. It doesn't drive you. You know, it's not gripping all the time. You're not constantly arching or holding. And it's really the first step in taking back control over how you feel in your body, of what your body's doing, what you know about yourself, and how you can just be at more ease in your body with less pain and all of those things. So I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching and hopefully practicing along with me. And I'll see you next time.